So vegetarianism, I posted a question on the discussion board about vegetarian to get some of your opinions. Plant-based diets are getting a lot of attention now. Now, plant-based doesn't necessarily mean vegetarian. You can have, a diet that has a lot of plants in it, and also some animal products. But vegetarianism, especially veganism, seems to be pretty popular. So a vegetarian diet can be very healthy. It can also be very unhealthy. But careful planning is important. There are a few nutritional things to keep in mind. First, remember that plant proteins have at least one limiting essential amino acid, that is one that is lacking or in insufficient quantities. And for the body to make a body protein, all essential amino acids have to be present. So remember, an essential amino acid is one that the body needs but can't make. So you have to get it from the diet. So the types of vegetarian, lacto-ovo, won't consume any animal flesh, but they will consume dairy products. So they are getting a complete source of protein because, dairy products are complete proteins. The semi-vegetarians, some people call themselves flexitarians. They eat a small amount of fish or poultry in addition to dairy, but they try to limit their consumption of animal flesh, basically. Pescatarian will eat dairy products and fish, but not chicken or beef or the other red meats. The vegan is the vegetarian that will consume no food from animal origin. So they won't consume dairy. They're the ones that need to be aware of getting all of their essential amino acids. The fruitarian eats fruit and nuts, and that's it. It's not really a balanced diet. You're getting a little bit of protein from nuts, but you're probably going to be missing a lot of the nutrients that you need. So think about why people choose to become vegetarians. I work at a Seventh-day Adventist hospital, Hughley, in South Fort Worth, and the Seventh-day Adventist religion promotes a vegetarian diet. So a lot of my coworkers here are actually vegan. Some choose vegetarian diet for health reasons, and there are some health benefits associated with a well-planned vegetarian diet. And then I've had students who have told me just the thought of eating animal products grosses them out, and so that's why they're vegetarians. But a lot are vegetarians because of animal ethics reasons as well. So to assure that a vegetarian gets all of the essential amino acids they need, they can do one of two things. One is practice supplementation, where they supplement their plant-based diets with some animal protein, and that would be what the semi-vegetarian, pescatarian, lacto-ovo vegetarians do. They can practice complementation, and this is what the vegan needs to do. Complementation is where you consume two different plant proteins, each of which makes up for the essential amino acid that the other one lacks. Okay, so for example, tofu and wheat bread are complementary proteins, rice and beans, lentils and cornbread. So there's a central theme in all of these pairs. There's a legume or bean with a grain. So legumes and grains are complementary proteins. Grains are low in the essential amino acid lysine and tryptophan, but they have plenty of methionine, whereas beans and legumes are low in methionine, but they have plenty of lysine and tryptophan. So each makes up for the essential amino acid that the other one's lacking. Now, unless you're a growing child, it's not critical to consume complementary proteins at the exact same time. So think about some other complementary protein combinations. Now, there are some health benefits associated with vegetarianism. Among the vegetarian population, we see reduced obesity, lower blood pressure, reduced incidence of coronary heart disease, fewer GI problems. That's probably in part because it's high in fiber. The fiber promotes regularity, keeps the digestive tract nice and muscular, and it promotes the growth of, or the health of the healthy microorganisms in the digestive tract, reduces the risk for cancer as well. Now, some people think that there's confounding factors in the research that indicates benefits of vegetarian diet, because when you think about a vegetarian, get a picture in your brain of a person who's a vegetarian. Well, it's usually not someone who is sedentary, does a lot of drinking and smoking. Vegetarians as a whole tend to have a pretty healthy lifestyle. So is it the vegetarian lifestyle or the vegetarian diet? There is good evidence that a plant-based diet does have health benefits, in my opinion. Now, the disadvantage of the vegetarian diet is for kids and pregnant women. It can be difficult to get enough calories. I did have a friend who was, well, he still is, 6'11", and he decided to become a vegan. He became very, very, very underweight. He just could not get enough calories. Now, some people take it a step further and they become a raw food vegan. I had a former student who decided to go raw food vegan, and for whatever reason it was not right for his physiology, and he ate tons and tons of nuts. He had plenty of protein in the diet, plenty of calories, but his body just did not respond to it, and he became underweight and malnourished. So some people's physiologies, our physiologies are different. Some people are built for a certain type of diet, whereas others don't do so well on it. Now, nutrients of concern in the vegetarian diet, dairy products are not a good source of iron, and so iron is a concern for the lacto-ovo-vegetarian, although there's plenty of iron in certain plant products, like spinach is a good source of iron. The problem is from plant products, the iron isn't as well absorbed as it is from meat, for example. So some people have some difficulty with iron deficiency when they go vegetarian, although others are just fine. Again, everybody's different. Now, for the vegans who aren't consuming dairy, calcium, iron, and zinc can be problems. Calcium is found in plant products. Again, it's not as well absorbed from plant products, but you can get plenty of calcium in a carefully planned vegan diet. Vitamin D is mostly found in fortified milk, so that could be an issue. And vitamin B12 is only found in foods of animal origin. So that's the big one of the big concerns for vegans. They need to find some way to get B12 into their diet by supplementation or eating a fortified cereal or something like that. So a vegetarian can be a very healthy diet. It can also be unhealthy and full of processed foods. I mean, candy, could be on a vegetarian diet. So this is the end of the protein unit. So read the articles that are posted. Make sure you know the information on the protein review in this folder, and then you're ready to take test 3B.